Hello, people. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, people. Okay, let's see. I'm going to get back over here. No doggies. Oh my gosh, Rory, if you're listening to me, I just had to literally. And you know that shirt that I have that says "Need more sun"? You know that one, like the neon green one? So you know what I'm wearing, right? So I open the door and Snowball runs out. So here I am chasing him, and thank God the neighbor helped me. I swear, you little dogs. I didn't have my kicker out. Didn't have my kicker out. Okay, let's get back over here so I can see some things. I wanted to clear some things up. Oh, I love it. I love it. The four thumbs down right away. I love it. I love it. Lindy, Lynn, and all your little flunkies, all your little co-cousin mixers. I love you people. Oh, I love you people. Keep it going. 7. I love it. I love it. Let's keep the love coming. Okay. Thank you for the one thumbs up, whoever is watching. And of course not, Celeste. No, honey. You're here with your wrench. I can see. Okay, because I'm over on this side now. I don't know. I usually use Safari all the time. I use Safari all the time. But to use this StreamYard, you have to use Chrome. But you know how when you're old and you just get used to using something, and I don't like how StreamYard it lets you see the comments because you can't see who the mods are or if you have any mods or anything. No, never. Oda, you know I love you, and you know I don't like Lynn for what she's done. So forgive me for anything that I say that is really wrong. No, not Cole. Cole, like they're cousins and they're married because like she's kind of, you know what I've been saying. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. I mean, people know me. If it's something racist like that, you know it's not me. You know it's not me. Sure, I date Dave the Fisherman. I love micropenis. I would date Dave the Fisherman. We'd go out, have a really fun time. We would throw each other under the bus. We'd probably commit suicide in each other's arms. Dave, I'm pledging my love for you right now. Why not? Why not? Hey, Andrea, if this is you when I get off and find that, you got to get your link or your thing going on. No, listen, guys, personally for me, mobile homes. I have family who's lived in they call them manufactured homes now. There was my aunt married an older man whose daughter was a physician in California. Her and her wife moved because they wanted to be close to him. They had a manufactured home. You walked into that place because they were both doctors. You thought they put so much money into this, like $200,000, because they wanted to have the land close to him. They never got it back after he passed away because it was just too much money spent. I just mean, actually, ask Rory. If I have a condo or if I have an apartment, I want to be on the ground floor. And I don't think it's me because Vegas Barbie is not heavy. I don't like the hollow sound of it. I like the sound actually of being solid. So if I did have a mobile home, whatever it is, I've asked this before about if you have a condo and it's higher up, can you make the floors more solid? Because I just like that solid sound. Does anybody else know what I'm talking about? Like, I don't like it feeling rickety. Do you guys know what I mean about that? No. No, is that like a race? No, I mean like a cousin mingling, like the joke about Southerners and they marry their cousins. That's what I was meaning, because I don't mean anything like that. The next man that I probably happen to marry will probably be, I'm sure he's going to be a man of another color. I don't think I've ever dated. Yes, I did. I dated one quote unquote white guy, Carl, when I was 13. That's not me. Ground floors, right, Lori? Hey, Lori, something solid. Let me say this. This is what I wanted to say. Two things, or a few things. And this is not for anybody who likes anybody or who doesn't like anybody, or this is my feelings on the whole Tucker situation. Please feel free to defend him in the comments. Don't say anything, whatever. It's not anything personal. It's really not. It's just what happened yesterday. So I noticed yesterday when Tucker came on the panel, when I was over in Dave's speaking, he was, to me, it sounded like he was just all butthurt, offended, which I understand about the whole receipt thing. He said to me, he said, and I noticed this, he said to Dave, Dave, didn't I tell you in a private room that Kat would throw you under the bus after you donated to her? That to me, in an instant, proved what other people had said to me, the two faces of Tucker. Because at that exact same time, I could email Tucker, and Tucker was saying the nicest things. He will do that. Like yesterday, he said that to get Dave to not like me, to go, oh yeah, let's make her shut up. He's two-faced. He is completely two-faced. This receipt thing I put, and I still don't even know what the deal is. And it's not even the matter of that. It's that he tries to deflect it all over the place. He's deflecting it. He threw, now it's like we're gas lighters, we're all this stuff. The question was, just show the receipts. And he has Stellar who says, I just believe him, basically. The email said he saw the 1,300. He was trying to get the other one. Okay? So people who just believe him. I don't know, but and for Jack Sparrow, if you're listening to this, if you're not believing that Dave is talking to Tucker or anything else, Tucker talks to everybody behind the scenes and makes you think that he's got your back. I wrote Tucker an email and I said, thank you for, and everybody knows I don't email anybody. I don't talk to anybody. So for me to do that, that's a big thing. I wrote him an email and I said to him, thank you for always kind of being the voice of reason, because that's how I saw him. And then he wrote back, yeah, Glam, if you ever want to come on a panel, I'll make sure you're not attacked. I'll make sure you can tell your story. I'll make sure I protect you. And then I said no to that I didn't want to do that. Okay. Then I see Becca coming on panel like a few weeks after that. And I know Becca was told the same protective things. Becca, if you're listening, were you told the same protective things? Exactly. I know. Were you told the same protective things by Tucker? So Tucker is over there telling Dave things behind Jack's back or anything else, making Dave or whoever it is feel like Tucker has your back. They understand you. They got you, bro. They get you, bro. On the other side, because at the time when Tucker was saying that Kat's going to throw you under the bus once you get it, he was over to me behind the scenes saying something completely different. So when Tucker, you say you talk out of both sides of your mouth, that I do, you do. Point that finger right back at you, because you talk out of both sides of your mouth. All this other mushagas doesn't matter. Just show the receipts. Just show the receipts. If he did do that, Linz, then why can't he show the receipts? Why can't he show the receipts? I don't understand that. Like, if it's something that big, now he's hiding behind everybody else that he's told behind the scenes that, yo, I got your back. I'm your best friend. He did that yesterday. I saw that. Dave had just got done saying, Tucker, you pit people against each other. Like he did yesterday. We left out of there because Stellar wasn't going to say anything. Stellar, he won't let us see that one, Linz. We asked. He put that on private, Linz. Open that up. And Vinny G donated. I understand that. I just found that out, 1,500. And Vinny G, you say that PayPal or you did it for donations. I'm telling you this, true confessions. When I was with my first husband, we always kind of overdid the donation thing because I handled our taxes. This is with my first husband. I handled our taxes. We would always overinflate the taxes that we did. Okay. They're not going to question anything unless it's actually a big thing. They're not going to question it. So does anybody understand why can't he just show it? And why does he always go on this wild goose chase? Stellar had that video with the receipts, right? Stellar had the video. Why did he now make that private? Why is it private on Tucker's? Why can't anybody show it? The whole time people have been saying I believe him, but now people, the whole time I've been saying it's no big deal. I didn't even donate. I have no dog in this fight. It's no big deal. But then after you say one thing, I said one thing, like, yeah, it looks a little shady. I've seen this. Tucker will jump down your throat. He doesn't want anybody saying anything about anybody else. Now he's gone live, I see. It's his money, but he said that he was donating it to charity. That's the deal. That's the deal. No, you didn't get blocked. He's not going to. I don't think that that's it, Celeste. I think he doesn't have it because I think the way that Tucker is, he would show it. He's got people now. I think people saw him click the button and saying this is lackluster. I think that was that $1,300. Hey, Happy Meal. I think people saw the $1,300 one that he had the receipts for. I didn't say I was going to charity, Linz. I never said it was going to charity. If people want to see a rent receipt, that's all, again, deflection. How about I will show my rent receipts if he shows all the receipts to St. Jude's? But people, then why can't he show it, Terry Lynn? Why doesn't he show it? I think people showed him the proof of him sending the donation money was the $1,300 that we believe. I don't believe what Mama Beth says. I don't think that that's true. I think that there was a $1,300 receipt. I don't believe that, hey, Becca, is this you really or not? It's not you. Okay, delete her. I think that he's getting everybody to fight his fights for him because people think that they have you on his side. Just show it. And what about now? Do you guys agree with what they're doing to Mallory? Right, exactly. It's weird when you ask for a receipt for money raised for kids. It's weird. I'll deflect with your receipts. Did you get money for kids? It's not a big deal. Does it matter so much? It didn't, Lynn's, for months. It was like, I mentioned it. If you can go back, which I don't think anybody would, people have been saying that behind the scenes. I'm always like, Tucker, I've known him for years. He wouldn't do that. What's the big deal? If he did, I wasn't, whatever, until he started jumping down my throat for saying, yeah, it's kind of weird. Like he wants to shut everybody up. And still now, I could turn this off, never talk about it again. I just wanted to make myself clear about what I was saying. He's muddying the waters. He's completely muddying the waters. And I want to ask you people in the room, do you think what he's doing to Mallory is correct? Do you agree with sitting in there as he's completely calling her transphobic things? I know, exactly, Andrea. I'm just having fun. The whole like, did you see Awesome Hooker? And I like Awesome Hooker, so I hate when people have to say that, but she tried to defend the manatee thing by saying she's big, she's Florida, it's the hair. It's okay. So we'll take the manatee thing that's not transphobic, right? We'll take that out of there. What about everything else? What about Jed Clampett? What about for weeks and weeks and weeks of all of the trans, the whole video, the whole hangout that he did? What about all of that thing that he constantly does? What about that? Awesome Hooker, why don't you do a video to him saying, I no longer want to ever go in there if you ever do that? And why capitalize the man thing in manatee? Exactly. Mallory, Tammy, if anything, I am somebody now who is critically thinking. For me saying right now that I like Mama Beth's world, but I don't believe that PayPal would give her any information. And I don't think that St. Jude's is going to tell you anything. And I don't think that there wasn't a receipt for $1,300 or it was Photoshopped. For me to say that going against what normally would happen shows you that I'm critically thinking, and I'm just saying things right now because this is truly how I feel. For the first time in probably years of being online, I'm saying truly what I feel and not anything swayed by anybody else that I'm talking to at all. They can't give any information, right? And I don't know if maybe there's some like big misunderstanding. Maybe because she did give a $20 donation, she called up there and said, "Can you tell me where my $20 went?" And maybe they said, "Oh, that account is now gone. We can't tell you that." Maybe there's some other information, but I know that PayPal is so strict; they're never going to give out anybody's information. And I know that that's what, and I believe that that $1,300 receipt that we saw in December that went to St. Jude's was the only receipt he has. Because Happy Meal, this whole thing is a clusterfuck. Excuse me, I'm trying not to swear because I don't like it. I don't like me swearing. This whole thing is a mess. All of it over here. And either you step out of it or you embrace it and you join the show and then you click the X out of it and take nothing personally. I'm laughing at this. I just bought 2 t-shirts from Berg. The whole thing. I mean, you can't be friends with anybody on here anymore because everybody's, not everybody, like Celeste isn't. There's tons of people who aren't. Andrea, everybody who's not. But there's a lot of people who are guilty of hypocrisy. I've been guilty of hypocrisy in the past. Other people have. So it's hard for me to sit on panels with somebody anymore because everybody has done something. So just join in. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the fun that people are having. Hey, Rory. Hey. Then show it again. What is so hard with showing it again? And it's not even to me. I'm just the one right now because he's come after me, Tucker has, that I'm being more outspoken. Tucker, I cannot believe at the same time that Dave and Becca helped me out, you were behind the scenes saying she's going to throw you under the bus. You were saying completely different things to me. You are so two-faced, Tucker. And you know what? When I go on your show, Tucker, I notice that Lindy got in. You want a shit show on there and you want to smile and you want to pretend that it's not a shit show. Because Awesome Hooker will send out an invitation, like when Lindy was on there or anybody else, suddenly I got an invitation in my email. Because I was on there, wouldn't you have the decency to go, you know what, I don't like, I know you don't like Lindy, can we bring her up or not, or we'll let you off? That's not a friend. You want a shit show while you're nice to everybody in the room. Behind their backs, you're working it because I am in no rooms with nobody. There is not one person in this room that will tell you that I'm in a room. Am I in a room with anybody here? Am I in communication besides Rory with anybody about any of this stuff? I don't even have Mallory's cell phone number. There's 5 people that have my new cell phone number. That's it. And Michelle, if you're listening to this, please call me tomorrow afternoon, anytime after 12. Please call me tomorrow. Michelle is one of them. But there's literally 5 people. And not that I don't like people. I'll get it to them eventually. It's just people know I'm screwed when it comes to that. So there's nobody, but Tucker is in everything. Tucker is in everything, kissing your ass behind the scenes because he did it to me. He did it to me. And he was playing two-faced again. Like Rory, when Rory left out, we left out of there last night because Stellar was going to come on and Stellar just believes Tucker. He just is made to believe, just like if it was somebody else doing something, any other friend would just believe it. Okay. And maybe it's true. So when Stellar was going to come on and he was being so kind, it was going nowhere. I asked him the question that he was supposed to answer was, have you seen the receipts? He started going around in circles. And at that point, Tucker was doing his thing with Dave, which I think Dave sees right through it. He was doing his thing there with like, oh, I told you about this. Didn't we tell you about this? Come on. So he can pull the people back in. And they did it to Rory. They said, oh, last night you saw what Kat was saying in the side chat when Mallory and Rory were having a little not friendly, we're friends and we have arguments. And what I say, Rory doesn't always agree with. What Rory says, I don't always. And we don't have to kiss each other's ass because that's real friends. Same thing with Mallory. So he tried to bring that up. He tried to it's never going to work with Rory. It is never going to work with Rory. You are never going to do anything to her she is 12. I'm telling you, Rory truly is 12 steps ahead If you think that she's playing and she doesn't know, whatever, she's 12, she doesn't have to say anything. Me, I just say it outright as it is. You guys know that. If I know something right away, I don't keep secrets. I say it out. It's not donation. It's not a typo to say donations falls under HIPPO. It does not. Good point. Hey, Ginger, love you. No, I did not ask Tucker for money. Never asked Tucker for money. One of the reasons now to clear things up with the Dave thing, we see things differently. I know that Dave was saying that I got like 30, just to clear, this is the last time I'm going to say it. He was saying, dropping little things on his Hangouts, that I received like $30,000 and there was a panel of like 10 people and they were all saying this stuff, right? So my friends went to him and said to clear it up that no, she didn't get all this. That was changed into something that it wasn't. I trust my friends completely, wholeheartedly. There's nothing you can tell me about Lisa or about Rory. They have my back completely. There's nothing you will ever do to get me to convince of anything else. Okay. So I got mad and publicly said something on Tucker's. That's what the whole thing was about. That was what the whole thing was about. It's over now. As far as Dave, I think Dave's channel has fun. You're never going to get me up there believing, or I'll just be quiet. If Dave starts his mockery or if I do something, whatever, I'll just be quiet. I'm never going to go along with anything that I don't believe in. If somebody asks me point blank, I'm going to say, I don't think you're telling the truth, but hey, it's MFD. Show the receipts, Tucker. He's going to be all, and thank Lynn, you've got to be pretty happy because it's taken the focus off you, but Lynn's never received any money. And as far as anybody, then they try to throw it in there about where my money went, about something. Then he tried to throw it in there about Mallory and she's a con and whatever. How is Mallory a con? Dave displaced Tucker actually said that Mallory conned the car from her mother. That wasn't a slip up there. I was talking about Tucker, and then it went to that. Mallory conned the car out of her mother. Can you believe that? I could not call PayPal and get info about Kat having her PayPal closed. Celeste, that makes sense. That makes sense. I don't believe that. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know if it's a big old lie or if it's someone talking about something else. I don't know, but I don't believe that. I think it waters down, personally, I think it waters down what we're saying because I don't attach myself to that. I know that other people don't attach themselves to that. I believe that there was a $1,300 donation. This would not be made a big deal if all of a sudden Tucker didn't go on the warpath. For anybody who questions him, and I didn't question him, but I said anything and he jumped on me like white on rice. Like yesterday, we were off of it. The conversation went on. He's like Lindy, like listening to it. The conversation went on for all of maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes. And Dave Fisherman had just said he didn't believe that he misused the funds. And then it was over. It was over. But whenever Tucker hears something, he's got to jump on it. Does that not look guilty to you? And if you're not guilty, why won't you show the receipts? Why won't you show the receipts? Tallulah, why is this anybody's business? Because people gave. Like Mama Beth gave. I didn't give. But for the longest time, I'm saying I didn't give. I didn't whatever. Now it's been all made public, so it's interesting to me. And so I'm like, saying this to clear up what I said yesterday. Listen, dude, if you took the money and didn't use it for that, whatever. But don't try to like throw, little explosions other places by saying, where did you use the money for? Or how about they throw on Mama Beth, show the proof of your license. Okay, what if Mama Beth came forward and just all of a sudden said, you know what? I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist. There you go. The truth's out there. She's not one. Now show your proof. How about that? Why would anybody use all of these deflections? It's a deflection. If you had it, you would show it, especially someone like him. You saw how quickly he shows and that was very smart of Mama Beth. You saw how quickly he shows his scars for having a Surgery, heart transplant. He shows that completely quickly for having that. But anything else he makes a big deal about, he's making this, and then he blames the whole thing on somebody else. He's making this a bit of the bigger deal. The bigger deal right now to me isn't really even that. I'm just clearing it up. The bigger deal is the way that you're treating, and that not even him doing it. We just know he's, and then he puts out there the transphobic card, because you know there are people who have used that transphobic cards in some annoying ways, right? So how about we give it to Awesome Hooker that Manatee was not meant for that. We give it to her that that was not meant for that. What about everything else that he does? Has there been 50 videos about that? Has there been multiple videos about how he does this? But exactly, Happy Meal. Flip-floppers. Does anybody, hey, Sister Earth, welcome. Does anybody have, taking everything out aside of it, whether you like him or not, trust me, I liked Tucker, because Tucker would find a way. That's why Jack Sparrow, who I don't happen to like, got so mad, because Jack Sparrow was believing that Tucker wasn't saying things to Dave. Jack Sparrow believed that he wasn't kissing up Dave's ass behind the scenes, and he was. Just like Tucker will kiss up my ass, kiss up everybody else's ass, everything done behind the scenes. That's why when I knew Becca was coming on there, and suddenly it was like she was treated like you have to get her off because she's guilty of like killing babies. But, you know, I knew that he had promised her protection, and but to bring her on here just for this little bit of it, because he did the same thing to me, but I turned him down. He wanted to have me come on there and, you know, say my piece about Dave, but I had at that time to do a whole hangout about it, turned him down on that. Hey, Raph, welcoming. We're just, you know what? We're embracing. I am Burgett Cats, and we are embracing this dysfunctional family. And if things stay this way, and if nobody gets involved in people's personal business, like, you know, the real personal, like the people who are still emailing me, regardless of if I like Lynn or not, and I hear on Facebook there's things that's been said about Tuggy, her husband, about calling there. I'm not part of any of that. I don't want any of that to be, you know, you do what you want to do, but I'm not part of any of that. Tucker goes wherever the money is, like many others. Right. Right. I think, well, I actually think that he got a little taste of it. And Tucker used to always say he was a really bad troll, that he trolled really hard, that he was a really bad troll. And Dave said that yesterday, but then when Tucker came on, he kind of backpedaled on that and said he wasn't. He was the old man, just like the other. Can you think of old men? Think of your uncle or your husband or your, you know, your neighbor, your elderly neighbor. And these are old men who are part of Trolls of the Round Table, and they play this like really cool music to make them all feel like they're 20 again. Like, let that sink in, that these are seriously, let it sink in. Celeste, think of your husband, and think of your husband being part of the group. Think of that. Think of that. I do. I'm accepting after this. I'm accepting it. I'm accepting it that Dave didn't give any other money to it and he kept it for himself. So, Dave, you're two-faced. Tucker, not Dave the fisherman. It's so hard to get used to calling him Tucker still. Tucker, I believe you're two-faced, and I believe that you pocketed the money. And that's just it. So, good on you. Now you're pocketing your money off of people's hatred towards Mallory. Good on you. You got a good scam thing going on there. Hope it makes you happy. Hope you get the things that you want out of this scam money that you got. And that's just it. Exactly, Tucci. Are they really? Linz, come on. It does not fall under HIPAA. Linz, it does not fall under HIPAA. I know, I am. I am old. Thank you for that, Celeste. But I am. No, I am. I'm old. I'm old. I'm old. So that's I have a right to say it without it being mean. Listen, picture that. Just picture. I want to picture my soon to be ex-husband. Well, it's not hard because that would be easier to picture. My first ex-husband, I want to picture him up there just misgendering people and sitting in a chair for like 10 hours and totally trashing on people and having hangouts that, nothing that Tucker's hangouts are nothing but he used to have these great hangouts where it was music and he gave everybody a wrench and he was so nice. At least Tucker was two-faced nice behind the scenes, but he was two-faced nice in front of the scenes as well. But that's all changed because he's got a little bit of the money, honey. He's got a little bit of the money. Exactly, sister. Surrounded by toys, hate fest. Yeah, exactly. It is what it is. Tucker, own it. Tucker, own it. You're two-faced. And little Susie didn't get her operation because you didn't give the money. Little Susie may have to go and die because Tucker decided that he needed the whole collection of Breaking Bad Funko. So when you see the Breaking Bad Funko, think of little Susie and her crutches and her saying, "Why, Uncle Poon? Why, Uncle Tucker? Why didn't you care for me?" Think of that, Tucker. Just having fun, guys, but you got to keep it real. He did? Where? I didn't even see him in here. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Rat, wait, much love for you too. You know what? If you like Tucker, I understand. That's why I wrote him an email a month ago saying, "Thank you for always saying Kat got it really hard by that Dave thing." Oh my God, guys, listen, please. This is the last thing I'll say. I wrote him an email saying, "Thank you for always saying Kat got it really hard after she accepted that donation from you guys. Everybody turned on her." Little did I know, is this really you, D? If it is, I'll give you a wrench. Little did I know at the same time she was, or he was saying, "Kat's going to throw you under the bus." Thank you, Raph. Have Rory tell me it's you. Rory will tell me it's you and I'll give you one. And I'm sorry, I didn't see that. I think people must have thought that it was D and I have made our amends completely to each other. That's just how I feel. That I like who I like. Once I meet somebody, I have a really once I meet somebody, I feel like I should have kept my mouth shut about some things. I do, because I think personally, this is how I feel. I think that there's a deeper connection, and I think that you just shouldn't do that. And that's just how I feel. So if Rory is still here, it is okay. Let me give it then. Hold on. Okay. Troll along. No, actually, I wanted everybody to. This is the whole thing. People don't see that people have many layers, right? I am still depressed, so I'm not over that, okay? Have grown back this other stronger side of me. But you're not just one way, right? You're not just a sorry sap, you're not just a bitch, you're not just one way, right? You have many layers. So if you meet me in real life, you will probably see that just a completely nice side of me too. Because the people who are nice to me, I'm nice to them. People actually are always like, have always been in the past, like, God, it's not the same without Kat here. Kat's not here. It's not the same. Kat, you bring light into a room. Kat, this is what I've been told to me by my whole entire life. Then coming on here and finally learning after years, this is all a game. Here in Boyd, this is a game. In other areas, I'll be different. Here in Boyd, it's a complete different game. Oh, okay. Exactly, sister. Thank you. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and that's still completely me. That's still completely me and who I am, but I'm not going to get walked on. There are people who had no right to treat me the way that they did. Yes, you can, Tammy. I will be doing that, Raf. Right now, I'm actually on my computer, and no one has believed it for the longest time. On my computer, for the longest time, after I've got my screen fixed, the camera doesn't work. But when I do these, after I move and get a new computer, I'll have that to use. So exactly, Tucci. Thank you very much, Celeste. So what was I saying? Something. So, um, shoot, I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, the computer thing. Yes, when I get that, I'll be doing that. You know what? This is how I truly feel. Andrea, this is how I truly feel. This is how I truly feel. I feel bad for RV Davy because I saw his feet. I saw he lived literally in the area that I spent my whole past 15 years in. I felt bad, and I felt that there was not one person to be nice to him. That's how I felt. I know the past. I know and I respect why everybody feels a certain way. I don't have any kids. I don't plan on braiding his hair. I don't plan on, where we're all saying that now, having him over. I'm just being kind because how I felt is I felt that there was not one person who was trying to be nice. And I saw his feet are literally going to get cut off from diabetes. So I felt bad. And I'm just going with how I really feel. And I'm not, unless it's going to really bother really good friends or I ask them and they ask me not to or anything else, I'm not hurting anybody. And that's just how I am. You know, I mean, I understand that, and I understand, and I get that, and I agree. I'm just being, I don't know, I when I saw the feet and literally they're going to be cut off, and I felt bad for this person. I one thing that's bad for me, and the one thing my husband was always worried about is me getting money again ever because I have the softest heart. I feel so bad for so many people. That's that other side of me when I feel like I want to save people and I know that I can't, and I don't know. That's one part I don't know about myself. I don't know why like with Amanda May, I felt that she was getting so trashed. So maybe my friend will talk me out of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I probably am. Maybe I am. I understand. Maybe I'll talk to you off here, D, and you can talk me out of it. It's just like the same thing with Amanda. And I know I got burnt, but I felt so bad because I felt that she was a cross dresser and she had a drinking problem, but nobody was being nice to her. And I felt bad. And I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. I know. I understand. I get that, Pammy B, too. I get that, too. I don't really know the whole story, what it is, and I don't want to talk about that on here because it's pretty nasty. But, hey, we'll talk about more about that later. And D, for anybody, I don't know, have you mentioned your fire, D, online? And I don't know if you have anything else out to help your D, do you call your mom Diane mom, or do you call her father? And I'm not being disrespectful. I just want to know what to call her. And I've heard nothing but beautiful things about Diane. But has anybody, if insurance is not covering a lot there, and there's a lot of room for help. Okay. Diane is transgender, and Diane is Dee's father, biological father. You call a parent. Okay, that's good, parent. And the house, if you haven't seen the house, I think it was Dave the Fisherman posted the house. You are saying you're so lucky that somebody made it out of there alive. And if there was any animals or pets or people, it's horrible. And insurance does not cover everything. And if there's ever a GoFund for that, if your parent ever decides to do one, that's one where it's actually a real actual time for one, because this was devastating. This is actually a real time for somebody to help, because the fire knocked everything out. So I'm sorry, Tammy. I'm sorry. So that's with that. So, if you say some prayers for Dee's parent with that, if you've seen the house, I've never seen a fire damage. It just completely was just gone, just gone. I don't think you're crazy for loving others. I think you love what society says at a time is unlovable or should not be. Yeah, I don't know. It's in my head. I watched back and forth for a while, and I only actually watched because where he was going were literally it's like North Phoenix, North Scottsdale. So the Walmart was, I was like, this is exactly like the bar or the restaurant or anything. And then he had all this knowledge about Arizona. And then when I saw all this feet thing, and I just felt, I don't have any kids. I'm not giving anybody my, address or anything like that. I just really felt that somebody could use a friend. Maybe you could use a friend. So, well, it would even be for you, Dee. So maybe people could, it's sad because the community has gotten that flavor for things. This is something that I know with, Shoot with the Porch people, they have done, fundraisers for people with fires and raised thousands of dollars for people with everything. This is a true one. And it's kind of sad because, it was a devastating fire, and insurance is not taking care of it at all. So, I think he wanted to go to Mexico, Tammy, because I think that he personally, I think it was a lot of the sex thing. I think that he had heard a lot about the cheap sex, or the kinky stuff, and I think when he went there, he saw a lot of the ones that you can pay for became very subservient. These women or T-girls or whoever they are laughing behind his back, calling him a stupid gringo. They are. Elvis, if you're listening, they're laughing behind your back and calling you a stupid gringo. They are. But I think that that's why. And I know the tooth thing, that he did get a much better deal on his teeth thing. But that's kind of what I think. I did watch part of them in Tijuana, just literally walking over and into it. And they had a lot of people in there. There was 300 and some plus people in there. Dee, it would have been fun to see you go there too. At least then she would have had some real protection and not had the protection like she got, because Elvis was always walking ahead and talking to people. There wasn't a lot of protection there. But oh, Maggie May, one of Jack Sparrow's friends. Let's see what she says. You're the consummate actress. If you're not spewing your tragedies, you're shouting out your pretensions, hoping all the while the cool clicks will expect. I don't care. I'm 51 years old, Maggie May. I have been in a cool clique. I've always kind of in school. I was always in a kind of a cool clique. I don't really care what you have to say, Maggie May. Go back to Jack Sparrow. You don't know me. I've never had you talk to you once in my life. I don't care what you have to say. So go back to trolling people, Maggie May. Maybe you're a man and you're actually a member of that Trolls of the Round Table too. Thank you, admin or mods. Okay, so I'm gonna go for now, and I don't know if other people were. I just want to have fun. I'm not going to bring this up anymore with the Tucker thing. I'm just not. I was just clarifying my position. any more of my own. I may mention it if I'm over at Mallory's or if I'm on somebody else's. I will say what I feel, but I'm not going to drag this on because I didn't give any money. I have no dog in the fight, but don't ask me where I spent my money on. Don't try to throw these little bombs everywhere else to try to get people to deflecting. And I do now know, Tucker, that you're very two-faced, because the same time that you were telling me something different, to me behind the scenes, you were telling Dave behind the scenes she's going to throw you under the bus. So you're two-faced. You're doing that to Jack Sparrow too. If Jack Sparrow didn't think you were talking to Dave, you were in tons of hangouts. You're in everybody's private hangouts, telling them what they want to hear. You've told me that about Lindy in the past. You've told me you agree. Hey, Kat, you know I've been here the whole time. You know I know what she's all about. You know I know all of this. Even yesterday you said that. You said, I'm not over there doing stuff. You play the game. You play the game, you play it well, and that's just it. Yeah, you're right. I'm never going to get an answer. And I don't even really, I just think what I think. And if I see one, then I'll change it, but it's not going to change me tomorrow or what I'm going to do next. It's not going to change anything. So I'm not BFFs. We're just actually CBT. We are like Russia and America fighting the Nazis. And I'm just actually being kind of flippant right now. We're like Russia and America fighting the Nazis pre-World War II. And after, the fighting that ends and we like defeat the Nazis, then we'll go back to hating each other again. That's how it is. You hate somebody, you don't hate somebody. That's how it is here. Everybody else is right. Never take sides, because that other person is going to be friends with that person next. I may like somebody. This is how it is down here. Never think like your true personality, that like you treat your friends in real life. Never think the way that you treat your family is ever going to resonate over here, because you're going to get burnt. You're going to be called an actress. You're going to be called, if you try to do the right thing over here and just treat people like you would in real life, here at least, not in other communities, but here, you're going to soon see that you're going to be called every name in the book. So there you go. If I do, I do troll along. If I don't, I don't. Maybe in 5 minutes Dave fights about me and does an expose thing. Maybe next week we're married. Yeah, let's put that out there. Dave and I are getting married. We have phone sex every night. Dave and I have hot phone sex. He tells me, look at my little micro peenie. Do you like it? I say, yes, I love it. I've never seen anything better. We are that now. I love it. I love Dave. Dave, I am confessing my love for you right now. There you go. Go with it. There you go. He's using me for what? I don't care. Use me. Because all of this stuff has nothing to do with my real life. My real life is going on as usual. It's making a way forward, and I'm on here having fun. So, love you guys. Love you, Lana. And good idea what you said, Lana. I agree with you. Thank you, Brandy Lynn. Okay, guys. I'm going to go and have fun. So I'll meet you over at Dave's or somebody else and we'll have fun. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye. Okay. How do I get out of here? Okay. Chrome. I got to open this up and broadcast. Love you guys.